Hey everybody, Animark Glendora here, and welcome to another terrible theory. My voice is still not the best, but I'm trying to get a couple videos out for you guys. Trying to record a couple videos for you guys ahead of time, so I can just put them up whenever I need to. But yeah, until I fight this off, it's gonna be near to impossible for me to record anything, but I wanted to record a couple of videos at least, since I'm feeling at least a little bit better right now. But yeah, so today I want to talk about a theory. I have for one of my favorite shows, Ben 10. I love this show. I love Ben 10. I loved it when I was a kid. I still love it today. I will probably continue to love it in the future. The artwork still, to this day, still holds up pretty well. The animation is still pretty solid for the most part. It is just an amazing series. I love it. Then there's Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, which, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of. And then there's Ben 10 Omniverse, which it's not as good as the original Ben 10, but it's a pretty good attempt. It's a good attempt at being better. It doesn't work, but it is still a very good show. I still enjoy Omniverse. But now there is a new series coming out soon. What people are saying is a reboot. But I don't think it is. I believe that this new show is still following the timeline of the other shows, because at the end of Omniverse, Ben travels back to the beginning of time, to the time of the Big Bang. He stops his final villain and ends up using the Omnitrix in order to create the Big Bang. He creates the Big Bang. He brings all life in the universe into existence using the Omniverse, which has every life form inside it. So he ends up bringing all life into existence and starts the Big Bang using the Omnitrix, and which is very cool. But at the same time, that's not how it originally went. That's not how the Big Bang originally happened in their world. So by Ben doing this, he caused a chain of events to happen to where now things will unfold entirely differently. So the fact that this is young Ben doesn't surprise me one bit. It doesn't surprise me one bit. It is basically what happened in this new timeline that Ben created. So here's the original series: Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Omniverse. At the end of Omniverse, he ends up changing events so that the original series will also be dramatically different. So it created an entirely new timeline, while at the same time still being part of an overarching timeline. It's an ingenious way to kind of reboot the series while still staying loyal to the timeline that you've already created for yourself. And not that dissimilar from what the X-Men films did. They did something very similar. They did pretty much the same thing, with their films. So it's an amazing, it is an amazing way to just continue the series without Ben getting too old, you know. Personally, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing him in his 20s and 30s and seeing an entire show about Ben 10,000. I would love to see that. I would love to see an entire show about Ben 10,000 and have him show us like all the different types of aliens he gets when he's an adult. Like you could have a new hero, a new alien every episode, and I would love it. That would be amazing, and I really hope that Cartoon Network ends up doing that at some point. But at the same time, it's good to get back to their roots, and part of what made Ben 10 such a cool show is because it was this kid, it was this 10-year-old kid who had the abilities of 10 different aliens and he could transform into them and save the day, and he was a kid with attitude, and there was just so much humor and lightheartedness to the show while also bringing in some pretty adult themes. And it did get dark at times. It did get depressing. It did get dramatic and emotional. You got invested in the story. You grew to love these characters. And it's good to get back to that. So I think that this is a very ingenious way of doing that while at the same time not erasing everything that they've done up to this point. Because if they were to just say do it in a way where none of the other four shows matter, and just be like, no, this is an entirely different storyline. Then that would piss me off because I love the original series. It is my favorite of the 4 Ben 10 shows. My least favorite would have to be Alien Force. And my second favorite would be Omniverse. I liked Omniverse in the original show. Those were amazing. And so I think that this is going to be a good thing for the Ben 10 series because it is going to bring in a bunch of younger kids, a much younger audience. It's going to bring in a new generation of fans while at the same time being a continuation of a timeline in case you've seen the other 4 series. Like, if you've seen the other 4 series, this is also at the exact same time continuing that timeline, just kind of like rewriting it like how Ben did at the end of Omniverse. So this is basically showing how Ben grew up in this new timeline that he created at the end of Omniverse. It's showing how he grew up at that point. So I like it. I think that is a very good. I think that is a very good idea. Has this been confirmed that this is what they're doing? No, but there are hints that this is what is intended. We won't know for sure until the show actually comes out. If Ben seems a little smarter this time around than last time, if he seems a little bit smarter, because in the original show, like, he was clever. He had his wits about him in the spur of the moment, but he never had a strategy. He never strategized. He could come up with a plan in the middle of a battle, but that's about it. Now, if this Ben ends up being a little bit smarter than that, it's just proof that this is still continuing the timeline. if he ends up being a little smarter than he was in the original show. But again, it's just a theory. It's a fun theory to think about, and I really hope that it ends up being the case, because if it is, then that's ingenious. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is a continuation, or do you think that this show has absolutely nothing to do with any of the others, and that they're just trying to pretend the other 4 shows didn't happen? What do you think? Let me know in the comment box below. Again, I'm not going to be making videos for a while. I'll try to I'm going to be trying to upload the videos I already have recorded, so that you guys can have some content while I'm still sick. But until I'm fully healed, you're not going to get much. You're not going to be able to get much from me. So I apologize for that, but I gotta make sure that I get better. Which it really sucks because I don't usually get sick. I don't. Like, this is the first time in quite a while that I've actually gotten sick. So I'm gonna try to heal and get stuff out for you as soon as I can. But yeah, that's all I got for this. So have an awesome day, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, take care, everyone.